Myself, Shreya Kendurkar, 11th Science from JK College and Akash Institute, Pune. Here to talk about the little understood universe which lies beneath our feet. The soil. 87% of things depend on soil, with 40% of land being farmland. Black, Red Mountain Meadow are some personalities of soil. Essentially, all life depends upon the soil. There can be no life without soil and no soil without life. They have evolved together, being said by Dr. Charles E. Kellogg, the soil scientist and chief of USGS Bureau for Chemistry and Soils. The oldest, that is 3 billion year old soil, is from South Africa, making it the mother of very first brick, house and utensils, just like the ones from Harappan civilization. Now let's talk about why soil is so important, or why pedology, that's the study of soil, so fascinating. We all are aware of the fact that everything we eat originates from soil. The soil captures carbon in a stable form 3 times than that of plants on earth. It's a part of nitrogen-carbon cycle, hence regulating the atmosphere. Soil also filters the water as it passes through soil's layers. It also decreases the flooding as soil has the ability to store water in it. Soil is a living organism, the home for billions and millions of microorganisms, mother of every single organism. We can't forget the major role of soil in biological cycle, like no soil, no plants, no photosynthesis, hence no oxygen filtration, no food, no plant and no rains. We should make sure that this no soil cycle never starts. Why am I even talking on this scenario where no soil would be considered? Because one day we'll have infinite need of soil, but unfortunately, no soil. If we take a look at present conditions of soil, we can see it diverging from being soil to a heap of dead particles. If the situation continues, we'll have no soil approximately after 60 years. And if the situation gets worse, we would never be imagined to imagine what soil was in its perfect. Soil is the way of earning for farmers, yes, but soil has the pressure that it has to meet the increasing need to feed 8 billion people, 11 million animals, having 5.5 million insects and 3 trillion trees. Also depend on autotrophs and they on soil. So to meet this large quantity of harvest, we'll literally end up showering 5 billion pounds of pesticides across the earth annually, depositing arsenic, lead, copper, allowing it to set foot into the biological cycle of humans. So soil fertility is the presence of organic matter in it, and soil fertility decreases after every harvest as the nutrients and soil had already been used by plants for their nourishment. So to prepare the soil for the next round of harvest, we use synthetic fertilizers. But instead of letting soil make friendship with mycorrhiza and homing plants besties like pseudomonas, fungi, protozoa and earthworms, these synthetic fertilizers abolish the hope. These are the synthetic fertilizers. What about the rain? The acid rain, which is yet another consequence of human deeds and our incomprehension towards nature. Acid rain decreases the pH, that is the power of hydronium, making soil too acidic to produce anything or even to be the able of mother of microorganisms. These were the human deeds. There are also some natural calamities which affect the soil, like soil erosions and landslides. Landslides have even been involved in the cases of engulfing entire villages. But there's this thing which is noticeable here. The man-made have almost drastic and almost irreversible effects on soil than that of any natural calamity ever. Never realize how vital and important our soil is. We shall be the one to protect it, be the one preserve it for next generation, even for ourselves. So here are certain ways to preserve soil, starting with sewage or the water coming from industries which is high in toxins. Water definitely needs water, but not the one coming from industries. Protecting the plants. Yeah, by protecting the plants, we will be avoiding the soil erosions and even landslides. Because if you protect forests, the soils penetrate deep into the soil, holding the soil with the plants. What coming next to preventive measure is of buffer strips, which is not contrary to preserving plants. Because buffer strips do the same work as what saving plants are going to do. They are going to avoid soil erosion and also landslides to some extent. be a little controversial. The next step is controversial, but surely important. Creating fewer concrete surfaces. I'm not talking about transports or highways, but we should let our soil breathe in those botanical gardens having cement roads to walk and plants trapped in those cement pots. They feed the cycle with water. Now, soil definitely needs the water and not the one from coming industries, but the water having all the nutrients in it. So, all our soil can absorb the water. Saving earthworms for soil. Because earthworm increases the decomposition of organic matter, hence creating our earth, the soil. The coming next method is every one of us should take at least a single step towards preserving our nature, to preserve our soil, to preserve billions of microorganisms, including ourselves. Lastly, I have few words my mind put together while I was learning how amazing our soil is. I remember back then I met you for the very first time in my backyard. We played together. I poured a little water onto you as I ran my fingers randomly upon you. And there you taught me how life takes different shapes as one works on it. Once I've been eating a fruit and I threw some candy and some seeds somewhere my beloved fluffy toy. When I came back, I saw a new small life rising out of you. I saw the candy I threw there. I saw an ant taking it. I followed her and saw her getting inside her home, inside you. One evening, my father was thanking you for the harvest. But still, when you're sitting on my shoes and my clothes and I bring you to my inside home, my mama scolds me. Since then, who are you? I have always wondered. Who are you? I have always wondered. The soil. Thank you.